Hi there, it's Megan. This is my channel, Rogers Reads. These are books that are not necessarily beautiful covers, although some of them are, but they're books where something about the cover just made me want to buy it, and I did, without really knowing much. I'd never heard of these books before. Look them up on Goodreads to see what the rating was. I just looked at them, maybe took a quick look at the back cover, blurbs, or summary, and decided to pick it up. So I'm going to start with a book that this I think is one of the last books that I've received in the mail from Book Outlet. I was picking up a couple other things. I saw this. It was like $2 or $2.50 or something, and the cover just caught my eye. New twists on timeless tales, and it's an anthology of short stories. It includes short stories by Neil Gaiman, Garth Nix. I'm trying to see if there's any other authors I recognized right on the cover. I think those were. It sounded interesting, so I picked it up. Looking forward to reading those. Just to give you a little more info, it has a twist, so, like they're basically retellings of classic stories. And Neil Gaiman's story is Sleeping Beauty. Garth Nix rewrote The Man Who Would Be King by Rudyard Kipling. Rick Yancey rewrote The Birthmark by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Melissa Marr rewrote The Awakening by Kate Chopin. And there's a whole list there, but those are the ones that sounded the most interesting to me. The next one is The White Tiger by Aravind Adiga, and I found this on my library's book sale shelf. I'd never heard of it before. All I saw was the cover caught my eye, and that it was a Man Booker Prize winner in 2008. And I just picked it up. I barely skimmed the back, but I kept seeing it there, and I just figure I better pick it up before someone else does. Next is The Monsters of Templeton by Lauren Groff. This is another one that I had never heard of before. The cover caught my eye. I picked it up for free somewhere. And it's blurbed by Stephen King, which is always a good sign. Next is Promises of Shadows by Justina Ireland. This has a little bit of a different story. I had seen some Twitter conversation or Twitter thread that Justina did dealing with race in publishing and African American authors having a harder time getting published. Caught my interest. I went and looked her up on Amazon. I just thought it was a beautiful cover. I put it on my wish list, and someone bought it for me. I think it might be like sci-fi fantasy, sort of, but that's all I know. Next. Now this falls under the category of not necessarily a beautiful cover, but it caught my eye. The Evolution of Bruno Littlemore by Benjamin Hale. This was a Goodwill purchase. I was just wandering around. The cover caught my interest. The back cover synopsis caught my interest. Bruno Littlemore is a chimpanzee, and it's some sort of Jane Goodall type character. This woman works with chimps, and something happens, and she loses her job, and her and Bruno leave whatever organization is that she works for or something. And this is actually perspective. It's his diaries or a letter he wrote or something, but it's a long one. It's a chunker. It's around 570 pages. Hopefully I will like it. Next one is also a little different in that I did already know about it. I had a copy of Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, but I saw this one, I think, at Goodwill, and I just thought it was beautiful. I don't know if you can really see. It's got some gold foil flowers going on, and I just really liked this cover, so I bought it for the cover. And I still all I basically know is it's a classic African American literature, and it's highly recommended. And my last one that I'm going to share with you today is called Lizard Radio by Pat Schmatz. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is another one that somehow I found on Amazon. I think it was recommended to me because of something else that I read. I believe that the main character is gender fluid or gender questioning. And I loved the cover. I put it on my wish list, and I eventually bought it on Amazon when it was. So I'd love to hear about books that you've purchased just because of the cover, not knowing much about it. And I'd love to hear if you have read it, if you ended up enjoying it, or if it was a disappointment. Let me know below, and like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching.